Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So once again, I have my microphone here with me. In the last video, you guys really liked the sound and I got a lot of good feedback. And it's the same thing for me as well. I think that the sound is much better with this microphone. So we will continue with it, as simple as that. So in this video, what we will do is something a bit different than what I normally do. So we will not go on the charts. We will not look at some trades or whatever. We will just go through some codes from Ed Seykota, and I will explain you guys some of these codes because sometimes it can be a bit tricky to know exactly what he means, and that's what I find very interesting. So I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts on these codes, and you will see that there are a lot of good lessons to be learned from him. So just before that we start, as always guys, please leave a like under the video. I would really appreciate it, and it just helps the channel once again to grow more, so that would be really appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed as well to the channel. So first of all, Ed Seykota, for those of you guys who don't know who Ed Seykota is, he was a trader back in the 70s and the 80s mainly, so this is where he was the most active, and he is really known, you know, for that period of time. He was interviewed in Market Wizards, and that is where I first discovered him. And since then, really, I've been completely hooked to Ed Seykota. If you guys have been watching the channel for quite some time, or if you follow me on Instagram, or even for some of you guys who are a part of my trading course that I have and my private group, all of you guys know that I love Ed Seykota, right? I always refer to him. I think he's amazing. He made a lot of money trading, obviously, so he's a great trader. He has an amazing track record. So, you know, I think if I remember correctly, the public account that he had, I think he turned $5,000 into 12 millions or 15 million, something like that in 10 years, you know, around that. And that is just one account, and there were other accounts for other clients that he was managing. So, you know, he made a lot of money. He was a very successful trader. And beyond even the money, I think that as an individual, he is amazing and he is very fascinating. You know, he has a lot of great ideas on different topics. If you want, you can just go on Google and read about him. But he is a very, you know, special and kind of unique person, if we want to say it that way. And just the way, you know, that he sees things and the way that he thinks about stuff, especially related to trading, to me is just amazing. So in this video, what I did is that I picked my 10 favorite quotes from Ed Seykota. Not necessarily, you know, favorite quotes, because I mean, you know, he has so many great sayings that, you know, it's hard to just pick 10. But here I just picked 10 that I think could be valuable for you guys. 10 quotes that, you know, some of them might be, as I said, a bit more tricky, a bit more advanced even to understand. And so I'm going to explain you guys what these quotes mean. So as I said, you get the most value out of this video. So with all of that being said, let's get started. I don't want to waste any more time. So here we have the first quote. So it says, systems don't need to be changed. The trick is for a trader to develop a system with which he is compatible. So what he means by that is that, you know, there are many different ways of how you could trade the markets, many different strategies. You know, you have traders who only look at technical analysis. You have people who only look at fundamentals analysis. You have people who mix both of them. You have people who trade even according to other stuff, you know. So at the end of the day, there are many different ways of how you could trade and how you could be profitable. So the problem that people have most of the time is not necessarily to find a profitable strategy, because as I said, you could trade the markets many different ways and be profitable. So the real struggle that people have is not about finding a strategy, it's about finding a strategy that fits them, right? And that is something that I think is really important, and that is why self-awareness as a trader is crucial. So you need to know yourself, you need to know on what time frame you like to trade. You need to know what type of trader you want to be, what kind of strategy you want to use, what kind of returns you expect, what kind of risk you can accept to have on your account, right? So there are a lot of things that you need to answer in order to know, well, what kind of strategy and, you know, in what ways would it be good for you to trade. So it's really important to understand that. So just because, for example, I trade a certain way, it doesn't mean that it's something that necessarily fits you, or it could be as well, but maybe not. And so the idea is really just to find something that you are comfortable with trading. That's really important to me. So after that, let's go to the second code. In order of importance to me are the long-term trend, the current chart pattern, and picking a good spot to buy or sell. That is a really great and simple way, I would say, to simplify how to be a trend follower and what we really do, you know, on the chart. So you go on the charts, you kind of identify the long-term trend or where you think that the long-term trend is going to go. So it could either have already started, or it might start at some point, right? And so that's why sometimes, you know, I can say that I take reversals if the trend is just at the beginning of it. That is something that I can do personally, or sometimes I will just get into a trend that is already established. It depends on the situations, it depends on what I see. So that is more for my trading, but whatever, right? So if we stick to that, we identify the long-term trend. Then we look for certain patterns, which I describe in the course. I'm not talking about that on YouTube because that's more advanced. But we look at charts patterns, and then we look at, well, the place where we should get in the trade. So either as a buy or as a sell. And, you know, that's a very simple code, but it does, you know, summarize, well, what we do as trend followers. And, you know, that just that in itself, you know, can work. Like, you know, people in trading often try to overcomplicate everything. But at the end of the day, guys, the chart will either go up or down, right? That's it. The chart will go up or down. So there's no need to overcomplicate everything. Having a simple system that you can follow is ultimately the best way to become successful. Let's move on. Third code. If you want to know everything about the market, go to the beach, push and pull your hands with the waves. Some are bigger waves, some are smaller, but if you try to push the wave out when it's coming in, it will never happen. The market is always right. What a great code, right? So what he is saying here is that you need to stop trying to fight the market. You need to stop trying to go against the trend. That's basically the idea. So if something is trending very strongly to the upside, for example, why would you try to sell? What's the point of doing that? Why not just get into the uptrend, right? Why not just ride the wave? At the end of the day, guys, there are ups and downs in life and in trading, right? You have waves going on in all aspects of life. So your goal as a trader, and I would even say as an individual living on planet Earth, is simply to ride the waves. You know, like it's such a simple way to see life, but at the end of the day, I think that the simpler, the better it is. You know, as I said, we don't need to overcomplicate everything. There are some things that can be simple, and this is one of them, right? So don't try to fight the market because the market is always right. Just ride the waves and go along with that. 4 quotes. The key to long-term survival and prosperity has a lot to do with the money management techniques incorporated into the technical system. Very simple. I don't have much more to add on this one. Risk management is always one of the most important thing, if not the most important thing in trading. I probably said that at least, 500 times on my YouTube channel. So here is, well, another time that I just said it, right? So risk management is really, really key. All right, 5th quote. Win or lose, everybody gets what they want out of the market. Some people seem to like to lose, so they win by losing money. That is probably one of my favorite quotes, if not my favorite quote related to trading. All my students know this. I repeat that in the course so many times. People are tired of hearing me this, but that is the truth. I also posted that on Instagram a couple of days ago, and here I am on YouTube talking about it as well. That is so important, and I don't think anyone realizes how important that is. At the end of the day, guys, I want you to realize something, all right? At the end of the day, we all have the same markets, the same knowledge with the internet, right? The same capital that you could get either from yourself or from investors. The same charts, the same software, the same books. We have access to literally everything the same, right? Everything is the same between you and I. So if I'm successful in trading, if I'm a good trader, and if you're not, right? What's the reason? Is there a reason, or are you the reason, right? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. So if other people can be successful in trading, and if we all have access to the same thing, well, can you be successful? Yes. Now the question is, do you really want it? And what Ed Seykota means by that is that there could be very deep and subconscious reasons of why you might not want to win. Let me give you guys an example. If you start to make a lot of money in trading, if you become very successful, your social life might be a lot harder to deal with. You might need to make new friends. You might need to leave some people, when you start to make a lot of money. And the reason why is because some people might start to try to take advantage over you, or some friends that you thought were real, you kind of realize that they are not real. Or maybe that it will be much harder to kind of relate to other people on a social level. So this is just one example and one potential reason, but this could lead people on a subconscious level to not necessarily want to win, or not at a high level, because it would disrupt other things in their life which they would not know how to deal with, and therefore it makes their trading bad. It's quite deep, it's quite even kind of philosophical, we could even say, but I think that it is actually true for most people. If you actually want to win in trading, if you actually want to become a profitable trader, like for real, you will find a way to do this, right? Like you will find someone to teach you. You will find, how you want to trade at some point, and you will be able to trade like that because you want to be profitable. If you don't want to be profitable for any subconscious reasons you might have, then you will never be profitable. That's really just as simple as that, So I say this all the time, but you might have really deep emotional issues that are not resolved, that might cause you to not be profitable. So it's really important to kind of go into this thinking and kind of even like look at yourself, look at your behaviors, look at your actions, look at the trades that you take, and try to analyze your own self in this process and see how it's going. So to me, that is a really big key, to success. All right, sixth code. A lot of people would rather understand the market than make money. Now, I think that this is a really funny one. It's very true. I do agree with Ed on that quote, obviously. Otherwise, I would not share that with you guys. But it's really funny, and I think it might be a bit controversial, right? So not everyone would agree with him, but I understand what he's saying there, and I understand the point. So what he means is that, if we look at economists, for example, right? So people that you see on TV who always do all kinds of predictions about the economy, about the markets. Well, have you ever asked yourself why these guys are not super rich, right? If they know so much about the economy, if they can, predict what will happen, and if they know so well the situation, why these guys are not the richest people in the world, right? And why some traders make a lot more money than these guys, even if these traders don't have any degrees in finance or things like that, which is basically my case, right? So how come I can make more money than the people you see on TV telling you about the economy when I did not even go to university and study that? How is that even possible, right? Well, it comes back to this quote, right? It's great to understand the market. If you want to understand the market, do it, I think I understand them fairly well, but that's not my goal. My goal as a trader is to make money at the end of the day, right? So when I trade and when I look for setups, I know what I'm looking for what reasons. Do I need to understand every little thing that there is out there? No. Do I need to follow all the markets? No. I just need to follow what I'm doing. I just need to know, the trade that I want to take, respect my system, and overall, as I said before, ride the ups and downs. But I don't need to necessarily understand every little thing. As I said, personally, I think I do understand them quite well, okay? Because I've studied the markets for quite some time. I've been trading for 5 years. I'm a very curious person by nature as well. So naturally, I wanted to understand the market. But you don't necessarily need to understand the market to make money. That's really the point. And for a lot of people, it's kind of like, wow, it's crazy to think like that. But that's the truth. You don't need to understand the market to make money. All you need to do is have a profitable system that you follow. As simple as that, right? So even if you understand the market at 2% versus someone who understands the market at 80%, well, if the guy who understands pretty much nothing about the market is able to follow a profitable system, and if another guy who understands a lot but cannot follow a system, well, one will be profitable, the other one will not be profitable. So you guys know which one will be, right? All right. Risk control has to do with your willingness to allow your stop to do its job. So what he means by that is that a lot of people, they will place a stop loss or they will calculate the risk to a certain level, and then they don't respect that level. And that is a huge mistake, and that can lead to like big problems and even blowing accounts and things like that. So the whole point here, very, very simple. When you place a stop loss, which you should do before taking the trade, you stick with your stop, and if it goes to your stop, you just take the loss and you move on. You never argue with the market. Once again, just like we said before, the market is always right. Don't argue with it, just ride the waves and enjoy the outcome. All right. A trading system is an agreement you make between yourself and the market. So this comes back to what I said before when I was talking about understanding the market and making money, right? So at the end of the day, guys, the only thing you have to do to make money in trading is have a trading system and follow it. I don't know how many times I will have to repeat this for some of you guys to understand, but that's the idea. You have a system, you follow it, right? And notice what he says here. It's an agreement that you make between yourself and the market. It's not just something that you decide one day in the morning when you wake up that you will do. It's not just something that you do when you feel like doing. You need to commit. It's an agreement, right? If you decide that you are going to trade a certain way, you trade a certain way and you stick to it. It doesn't matter if you're winning trades, if you're losing trade, you stick to the system. I hope it's clear. The feelings we accept and enjoy rarely interfere with trading. That is one of the best quotes, I think, out of this whole video. A lot of people don't know how to deal with their emotions. And I think that this is one of the main reasons why so many people fail in trading. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. Most people think that the way of dealing with your emotions is to put them away, to try to act as if they were not there, right? So you try to kind of remove your emotions in a way, but that never works because at some point they always come back and it bursts in a bubble and it's way worse than what it could have been. So trying to remove your emotions doesn't work. What works is understanding your emotions, accepting them, enjoying what they're trying to tell you, and this in itself will help you to become a much better trader. Now, the key obviously here is to make sure that your emotions don't affect your next trading decision, for example, right? So yes, you need to accept your emotions and things like that, but at the same time, make sure that they don't affect your trading. But you need to understand your emotions. You need to understand why they are there, what they're trying to tell you. You need to accept that you have these emotions, and that in itself will help you to deal with them much better. And then I wanted to finish with this quote. So it is a happy circumstance that when nature gives us true burning desires, she also gives us the means to satisfy them. Those who want to win and lack skill can get someone with skill to help them. This comes back to what we saw before, right? Everybody gets what they want out of the market. So if you really want to win, if that's really what you want, well, the universe works in great ways, right? If you really want to become a profitable trader, the universe will eventually make this happen by making you do the necessary action to make it happen. So if you are watching this video right now and you're not profitable and you're not doing well, that's why you're watching this video, right? And if you're serious about it, if you really want to win, well, you might even consider joining Reversal Master, which is my private group. And then you might eventually become successful. I don't guarantee you anything, right? It doesn't mean that, if you join us, you will be successful. I don't have any secret. I don't have any, fancy techniques or whatever. At the end of the day, trading success only depends on you. But just like Ed says here, if you want to win and if you are lacking the skill, then you can just go to someone, whether it's me or somebody else, whatever, that has the skill, that has been trading for a long time, that has the experience, who can teach you, right? If that's really, if you really want to win, at the end of the day, you will do this. As I said, I'm not the only good resource out there, but I think that I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. I have good results. So, well, there's that, right? So that's pretty much the idea with this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, it was really like, the idea was really just to brainstorm with you guys, share with you these codes, which I think are amazing. Also share a bit more about Ed Seykota, because I think that this individual in itself is amazing, and just kind of talk about that with you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something from it. If you did, please leave it a like. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So on that, take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.